this is Casey, your friendly GNC sales associate. I'm going to be talking to you today about creatine. I'm going to give you very scientific explanations of exactly what it is, what it does in the body, as well as talk about a few different forms that are very common in today's market. So what is creatine? According to examine.com, which is an amazing resource, creatine is a naturally occurring molecule not only found in your body, but it's found in protein-rich foods such as eggs, meat, and fish. Its function is to store high-energy phosphate molecules, and the way that benefits you is it helps your body regenerate ATP a lot quicker. You see, ATP is like the molecular currency of the body. Anytime you want to do something, it costs. What do I need to do? I need to flex some muscles. Muscle contraction. Yes, I would like to purchase this. Here is my money. Alrighty, doing alright today? Give you your change in just a second. Once you start working out, your body runs through ATP like a big old Chevrolet pickup truck runs through gas. Look, I just spent like 10 ATP just there, relatively speaking. So what occurs is your body naturally has three different ways of replenishing your ATP. Your phosphagen system, like creatine, we're going to get to that, glycolysis, otherwise known as anaerobic respiration, and oxidative phosphorylation, otherwise known as aerobic respiration. If you want to do a little more research and learn a little bit more, what I'm using as a resource right here is fitnessgenes.com, the three energy systems. So what occurs during muscular contractions is basically ATP has a phosphagen that's removed from it, releasing a lot of powerful energy that your muscles use to contract. If you want to research and know exactly how this happens, look up sliding filament theory. I'm sure you can find something on YouTube about that. So once your body starts powering through this ATP, phosphagens are the first thing that your body grabs to help regenerate that. Whenever you're doing power movements like sprints or deadlifts or anything that's using a lot of power explosively for short durations, you're grabbing a hold of creatine. And the way that your body does that is inside your cell's mitochondria, this creatine kinase reaction happens. And if you want to do a little bit more research on that, what I'm using as a resource is researchgate.net. They have a full article posted on this. So basically what happens is creatine has a phosphagen attached to it. And this phosphate pops off of creatine, reattaches to ADP to make ATP. There's originally two phosphate groups attached to the adenosine diphosphate. To replenish that phosphate comes off of creatine and makes adenosine triphosphate once again, which can be reused for that muscle contraction or whatever else that you may need. And just to reiterate what I was mentioning before, here is a chart. You can see that adenosine triphosphate, or ATP, gets used super quick, and then you start tapping into other sources of phosphate like creatine. This line represents your ATP creatine system. And you can see around 10 seconds is when your body starts using all this super quick, explosive power. And then you start using your lactic acid system, otherwise known as glycolysis, otherwise known as anaerobic respiration. And that's used about 2 minutes into it for more like sprints and things like that. And then the last thing your body starts using is your aerobic system, where it's basically taking glucose or fat or carbs and breaking it down into ATP. And this takes a long time. You use this whenever you're doing like marathons or long runs. Real quick, I want to mention a few different kinds of creatine that you're going to find on any shelf in a supplement store. The most basic form of creatine that you're going to be able to find is creatine monohydrate. This is generally about $10 for a 1 month supply. The good aspect of this one is it's really cheap. It's found pretty much everywhere, but the bad is that it retains a lot of water. It's not water soluble, so when you drink it, you get a lot of settlement at the bottom, and it makes you feel like you're drinking sand or concrete. Another popular form of creatine is creatine hydrochloride, like the concrete creatine. This is a creatine molecule attached to hydrochloric acid, so that makes it water soluble. It also makes it really sour. It's a great creatine for cutting weight, and it doesn't make you bloat near as bad as the creatine monohydrate. You also may have heard of the creatinine. Creatinine is a patent form of creatine that is a buffered creatine monohydrate molecule. It has a pH of around, 12? pH of 12. And that makes it water soluble as well. And that reduces a lot of the bloating associated with absorbing creatine. Another form of creatine you may have heard of that's gaining a lot of popularity is the creatine magnepower. Basically, what it is a creatine molecule bound chemically to magnesium. So whenever your body absorbs that magnesium, it also absorbs the creatine molecule. The magnesium has a list of benefits whenever it's absorbed with that creatine. And personally, I have found that the best creatine supplements that you can find has a blend of different sources of creatine, such as the fortified creatine. You can see that this one has the creatine HCl, it has the creatine magnepower, and some others. It uses like a shuttle system to get all that different creatine into your body. Your body has like a carrying capacity for each type, so if you can trick your body by using different sources, you can absorb more of the actual. So you may wonder what the difference is between like creatine monohydrate versus creatine hydrochloride. Well, I'm about to show you. This is just water, no smoke and mirrors. Let's take some creatine monohydrate. Let's dump about a serving in the water here. Usually a tablespoon's a serving. This one comes with a nifty little scoop that we can use. We're going to put that in just water. One is much more water soluble. That doesn't even look like there's anything dissolved in it. This one is still really foggy, and you can see it starting to settle at the bottom. Get close to it. Same thing happens in your stomach too. This can clump in your stomach. There's a rare instance that this can cause kidney stones, and this one also makes you bloat with water a lot. Whereas this one can actually be used for cutting. It's more highly absorbable, water doesn't follow it as much, and it doesn't make you bloat. The only downside is creatine HCl tastes really, really sour. So about 5 minutes has passed. We can see that the creatine monohydrate is fully resettled at the bottom there. Just like sand. Whereas the creatine hydrochloride is still crystal clear. And if you don't believe me, there's some more. Not even going to shake it this time, I'm just going to slosh it around. Look how well that dissolves. Totally clear water.